What makes people all over America break down and cry like this? Call 1-900-9099-CRY and hear it for yourself. $2 for the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. If you're under 18, ask your parents before you call. 1-900-9099-CRY.
Then you see a pack of Hell's Angels going by, people are going to want to look. Next thing you know, cars. Because they're just staring at us and not paying attention to stop traffic.
If you wanted to break the law on an everyday norm, you should have joined a street gang. That's what they're known for. That's what they do. You're not allowed to steal cars on my block. We steal those cars.
I mean, it was so bad by us in Vegas. I was in the pool swimming, and the guys came back. Hey, Pee-wee, the cops are here. They want to talk to you. I said, well, go talk to them. Find out what they want. And they came back. They go, they want to talk to you.
Typically, if you leave the club, if you haven't been in for 10 years, you're automatically out back.
Got put out in 2006. Back in 2007, wound up going into Cannon. 2011. Came out of there. I had 4.5 years to walk off with zero support from that club.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about the BC Hells Angel that was paroled, that was involved with a $17 million bust. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother's sister's friend about Chattin with Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys taking the time to watch this show. We just hit another milestone. We just keep on hitting them, and we're about to hit another one on top of that. We're at 22,700, and we keep growing every day. I couldn't do it without you guys. I really appreciate all you guys. TRC, how you doing? Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me today. Joker, what's good? BC Bud, I remember that. I remember when that was going down. Troublemaker Travie, what's good, man? Shout out to Vancouver Island, Canada. Rah, what's going on? Thank you, guys. Lisa, how are you? What's good? Thank you, guys. I hope everyone's having a great day. Got a bunch of different things to talk about. I got a huge surprise for you guys. I'm about to get it done right after this stream, so it's going to be coming to you guys very soon. So we got a bunch of different cases to talk about today. We're going to talk about this motorcycle crash that happened. So 2 people taken to the hospital following a motorcycle wreck on Southwest Parkway. This is in Wichita Falls, Texas. 2 people were taken to the hospital after a motorcycle wreck on Southwest Parkway, according to first responders. The driver of the motorcycle was traveling eastbound when a white Mustang struck the motorcycle while turning onto Elmwood Avenue. The Mustang initially left the scene. The driver later stated that he had gone to the local fire station. I don't think ignorance is part of a defense. You can't use ignorance as a defense. That doesn't work. Yeah, I was going to get somebody. Everybody has a fucking cell phone, right? So it says he went to the fire station to the administrator's aid to administer aid to his young passenger who was bleeding. Officers who investigated the scene also stated that no criminal offense had occurred. The motorcyclist was transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, while the young passenger was transported for future medical evaluation and was most recently reported in stable condition. Maybe a piece of glass or something flew off, and maybe, I don't know. So Princeton man has been hospitalized after a crash involving a motorcycle going 135 miles an hour. This is out of Henderson, Kentucky. A Princeton man is in the hospital after crashing his motorcycle in the middle of a high-speed chase. So he's probably going to prison after he recovers from this crash. That's got to be a shitty way to wake up. I'm pretty sure this is the picture that goes along with this. So a Princeton man is in the hospital after crashing in the middle of a high-speed chase, according to the Indiana State Police. A trooper was patrolling US 41 near 39-mile marker when he observed a motorcycle traveling south at 135 miles per hour, approximately 10:11 p.m. on Thursday. Police say the trooper attempted to stop the motorcycle, but the motorcyclist continued south at a high rate of speed. Police say the motorcyclist lost control and crashed after turning onto CR 175 West. Police say he was transported to a local hospital in Evansville, where he's currently being treated for serious injuries. The motorcyclist was identified as 24-year-old Princeton man. His full identity will be released when the charges are filed. So he's going to wake up and have a bad fucking day. I think you get 3 years in prison for running from the cops like that. That's definitely not the way you want to wake up after a motorcycle crash, right? So, I got some wild stories for you guys today. So, there's another case of a woman falling off a motorcycle. Medical examiner identifies SA woman killed after falling off motorcycle on Northwest side. Let's see here. I got a video for you guys. Let me get it ready. Let's see. And that's crazy. Can you imagine, you're riding on a bike and all of a sudden your girl, she's just not there anymore? What do you do? They just leave? Just crazy. Let's check it out.
I'll learn the name of a woman who was killed after police say she fell off the back of a motorcycle. She has been identified as Brittany Taylor Flanders, and she would have turned 30 years old today. Police say when they got to the crash off Culebra yesterday morning, a driver of a different motorcycle ended up telling police that the driver of that motorcycle that Flanders was on left from the scene. Well, she was taken to the hospital where she later died.
Yeah, that's crazy. Can you imagine? I know that other bike couldn't hit 135, right? It must have been a different bike. Maybe, I think that was the first crash. The first crash that I was telling you guys about. I think that's the first one. I don't know. But anyway. So, a woman was arrested in Mountains Falls shooting, faces attempted murder, firearm, and battery charges. So, Diane Soprano was arrested as a suspect in the Mountain Falls domestic shooting that occurred yesterday morning, February 19th, at Parole. She is charged with one count of attempted murder, one count of discharging a firearm into an occupied residence, and one count of battery with a deadly weapon, according to the Nye County Sheriff's Office. Preliminary NCSO investigation revealed that approximately 7 a.m., Soprano began arguing with her husband about him leaving because she claims he leaves for months at a time with his biker club. According to the arrest report, Soprano said her husband does see and drinks heavily and has been abusing her for a long time. Soprano told authorities that they were in the bedroom when her husband told her he was leaving again, which is when she wrapped her arms around him and pleaded for him not to leave. Let me see. I might be able to get you guys a video on this one. Oh, that's just a video of the scene. She further stated that her husband became angry and pushed her to the ground next to their bed. She then claims that her husband began pulling her hair. She reached for a small pistol they kept underneath the bed, stating that when he let go of her and left the bedroom, Soprano told police that her husband stood in the kitchen and she placed the gun on the counter, claiming this is when the incident escalated further, with him striking her on the right side of her face with his fist. The investigator noted that the arrest report, that's when speaking to Soprano, blood around her lip and inside of her mouth was visible. After the alleged strike, she grabbed a pistol again and backed away. Soprano claimed her husband began approaching her. That's when she fired a single round, shooting her husband in the arm. She then said this is when her husband fled the residence through the garage and to get help from the next door neighbor. The neighbor, the second victim in the incident, opened the door, but when the husband tried to enter, he was shot a second time by Soprano, who had followed him. The arrest report stated the second shot went through the husband's upper leg and hit the neighbor's leg. Soprano, according to the arrest report, was very cooperative and visibly upset. She told authorities that it was a self-defense and that she shot her husband in their home, but when she followed him to the neighbor's house and shot again, she was very angry and not thinking rationally. The administrator said Soprano's still in custody in the detention center and her bond set at $100,000. The Nye County Sheriff, Joe McGill, said yesterday both victims are expected to recover. They do not have life-threatening injuries. 2 males were transported for medical care after the shooting. McGill also told the newspaper yesterday that the suspect was transported to the Las Vegas for medical exam because she told them that she was strangled by her husband prior to the shooting. When asked about updates today regarding the exam, McGill said he can't share any further information. McGill also confirmed today that the husband had not been arrested on any charges. The sheriff also shared yesterday that there was never any danger to the rest of the neighborhood or the community, explaining that the incident was contained to the 2 homes on Jube Street only. It says that was in Las Vegas. It's crazy. The hell? People are nuts, man. So we're going to go over to NB, right? Up in Canada. And there's a new Red Devils clubhouse. And I got video of that. So let's check that out. If I can find it. Damn it. When that's over, I'll play it.
Coastal town of Shadiac is best known for lobsters and summer tourists on Parley Beach. Amongst the small businesses that line its main street, just down the road from Louis J. Robichaud High School, is the Red Devils Clubhouse, where these signs went up a few weeks ago. Ex-Sûreté du Québec officer François Doré says it's a club young men join with the goal of working their way up to becoming full-blown Hells Angels members.
They formed this kind of support team called the Red Devil that are doing the business for the Hells Angels, for the major team, I would say. So it's about drug dealing, money laundering.
New Brunswick RCMP Corporal Hans Ouellette says while they are monitoring the situation, they don't believe there's a safety concern for the general public.
We do have to understand that outlaw motorcycle club members have used and continue to use violence and intimidation, most of the time, to gain more territory when it comes to the illicit market, whether that's drugs, firearms, etc. But much of that impact of the violence and the intimidation is actually felt within the criminal world itself.
He's asking the public to report any information they may have on criminal activities to the police.
This is organized crime. And any organized crime activity still has a very negative impact.
See, that's where they're wrong. Just because these guys are in a motorcycle club doesn't mean it's organized crime. It doesn't mean they're involved with criminal activity at all. Whether it's this club or any other club, like they're focusing on, oh, they're all bad people. And I don't know why they do that. I don't know if it's to stir up the community and make people afraid of them, but they're not all criminals. They're just not. But they want you to think that. These people want you to think that in New Brunswick.
On our communities.
Suzanne Lapointe, Global News, Shadiac, New Brunswick.
Shadiac, the only people shady up there are the police. The hell they're talking about. All police are criminals, right? That's what we'll say. All police are criminals. It just sounds so stupid. These people are idiots, like complete idiots. So today, we are talking about, let me see if I can get it. This guy. So this guy is on parole. He was just granted parole. You see, this is in British Columbia. Hell's Angel caught with a duffel bag full of drugs at the border gets day parole. High-profile BC Hell's Angel convicted of smuggling cocaine and methamphetamine into Canada has been granted day parole despite his continued membership in the notorious biker gang, it says. I mean, any of these guys being a member of this club doesn't make them a criminal. You know what I'm saying? So it's just weird that they would say that. It's just crazy. I don't understand. So high profile BC Hell's Angel convicted of smuggling. His continued membership into the gang. The parole board in Canada said February 10th, ruling that Jason Arkansas, 52, must not associate or communicate with the biker gang mates or possess more than one cell phone during his 6-month day parole. So I wonder if after the 6 months he's done. Board members said there are special conditions were necessary in order to protect society and to facilitate your successful reinstatement into the society. You have been open about your association with the OMG in Canada, in which you have been a member for many years, they said, writing in the ruling. While you deny having committed your crimes in relation to this group, it is evident. So obviously he said that they had nothing to do with it, right? So I don't know why they treat all these guys like criminals. It's just crazy. If anyone has the answer, please put it in the chat or in the comments. It's evident from the police information that the high level and quantity of drugs suggested high level organized crime. Arkansas was sentenced to 6 years and 3 months in prison on October 2022 after he tried to bring 90 kilograms of meth and 180 or 18 kilograms of cocaine into the BC from Idaho on October 23rd, 2020. U.S. border agents spotted Arkansas and a friend near the border with 5 duffel bags full of drugs. The 2 men fled, but were later arrested on the Canadian side of the border. He pleaded guilty in September of 2021 to importing the illegal substances. So his sentence should be done soon, right? If he was caught in September of 2021, he should be done around 2027, right? Next year he'll be completely free. Should be. Recent day parole decision acknowledged the problems with Arkansas's institutional conduct, including fighting, refusing to provide urine samples, and verbal abuse towards staff. Since your arrival in federal custody, you have assaulted another offender on your living unit. Yeah, but I'm sure they don't get into the reason why he assaulted another offender. Like, what did the dude do? Was he someone that needed to be assaulted? I mean, when you're living in prison, it's a whole different story, right? You're not around the best of people. It's just crazy the way they throw this shit out there. It really is. So it says he got into many fights. Unit force was used to stop the fight. Board member said he was also information that he attempted to set up a poker game on the sports field. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, you're in prison. It's boring, right? In February of 2024, you held on party and on 2 occasions in the gymnasium with other members of your OMG. So he was in there with other people from his club, and they were throwing a party in the jail. Probably someone was going home or something, or it was someone's birthday, maybe. The Correctional Service of Canada opposed Arkansas's release on day parole. The parole board ruling notes that while he wanted to be sent to the community residential facility in the Fraser Valley, none would take him because of his Hells Angel membership. Consultation with the police indicates they do not approve of your release in the area, the board members added. So listen, these guys getting out of prison is an uphill battle, like especially the way that they treat them, right? Despite the concerns, the board members said Arkansas would get stationary release in less than a year anyway, and day parole would help reintegrate into society as a law-abiding citizen. They noted that he had been involved in programming and made some gains in your insight, it says. Like I said, just because these people are part of a motorcycle club doesn't mean they're involved with criminal activity. There are people that are in motorcycle clubs, all of the big ones, that have never committed a crime in their life. So I don't know why they label all these people as criminals. It says your institutional behavior in the past was somewhat concerning, especially as it's related to a continued adherence to criminal and anti-establishment values, but has notably improved in the recent months, they said. Arkansas told the parole board that his crime was spur of the moment and resulted of losing money on some bad investments. The street value of what he was smuggling was estimated at $17 million. Arkansas, longtime member of the Mission City Hells Angel chapter, told the parole board that his chapter is made up of generally non-criminals, tax-paying members, the ruling said. But Mission City is among 3 Hells Angels charters sued in December by the BC government, which is seeking forfeiture of their clubhouse for alleged links to criminality. The Harborside chapter, Mission chapter, and Haney chapter are each a criminal organization, the lawsuit filed in BC. Director of Civil Forfeiture on December 2nd said members of the Hardside chapter, Mission chapter, and Haney chapter have used the Hells Angels' reputation for violence for purpose of intimidation and other unlawful activities, all for material gain of the chapters and their respective membership. So far, none of the Hells Angel chapters or members named as defendants, which includes Arkansas, have filed a response. So he got parole, and it looks like it's an uphill battle for him. What happened to your comment? I don't know. What comment are you talking about? I didn't see it. But yeah, I'm about to handle a interview right now with a pretty influential person. You guys will see who that is very soon. And I have another interview dropping with two former Hells Angels, and they expose a well-known member. Wait till you see this. You guys are not gonna believe it. But if you guys like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother, sister's friend about Chatting with Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys. And remember, don't be a bitch.